Right, in this video we're going to continue with fuels, but we're going to look at combustion. And combustion is just a fancy word for burning something. So remember, we're looking at fuels, things like petrol, diesel, kerosene, and we need them to release energy. They don't release energy until you ignite them. Then there's a chemical reaction which is exothermic and energy is released. When you ignite or when you burn a fuel, when you burn anything, you are reacting it with oxygen. So our fuels are all made of hydrocarbons. So if you're reacting petrol or diesel with oxygen in a combustion reaction, you're reacting a hydrocarbon with oxygen. And if you've got lots of oxygen, you are going to form carbon dioxide and water. It doesn't matter what hydrocarbon they give you here. If you react it with lots of oxygen, so oxygen is in excess, there's enough of it, you will oxidize the carbon from the hydrocarbon to carbon dioxide. You will oxidize the hydrogen from the hydrocarbon into water, H2O. And this is called complete combustion, because the hydrogen and the carbon are both completely oxidized. Now the downsides of this reaction is carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, and if it's a greenhouse gas it can trap heat under the Earth's atmosphere, and this can lead to global warming and cause climate change. Your other option is you have got what we call incomplete combustion. So you still have a hydrocarbon, you're still reacting it with oxygen, but this time you don't have enough oxygen. The hydrogen is still completely oxidized, you still form H2O, but the carbon is only partially oxidized. Instead of forming CO2, you only form CO. Or in some cases, the carbon gets no oxygen at all and you just form C. The CO is called carbon monoxide and it's toxic. We don't just say it's dangerous or harmful, we say it's toxic or poisonous. That means if you inhale it, you can die. And the reason is it binds to your red blood cells and it stops them carrying oxygen around the body. So you're able to breathe, you're able to get oxygen into your lungs, but that oxygen cannot be transported around your body, meaning your cells cannot undergo respiration and they will start to die. If you have carbon formed, carbon is literally just soot, and soot can also cause breathing problems. So neither product of incomplete combustion are good for your health, but obviously complete combustion forms CO2, which is really bad for the environment. If I wanted to show the difference between complete and incomplete combustion, I can use a little Bunsen burner. The bottom of a Bunsen burner, you've got an air hole. If you open the air hole, you're letting lots of oxygen in. If I've got lots of oxygen, I get complete combustion, forming CO2 and H2O. If I close that air hole or partially close that air hole and I don't have as much oxygen in, I'm going to get carbon monoxide or carbon. And this is what we often see in the lab when we're doing the using the evaporating basins. You can often see black build up underneath the white evaporating basin. This is soot, all right, caused from incomplete combustion. The soot builds up on that white evaporating dish when we're using our Bunsen burners in the lab. The other issue with combustion is that fuels, hydrocarbon fuels contain sulfur as an impurity. So they're hydrocarbons made of carbon and hydrogen only, but mixed in with those hydrocarbons, you've got sulfur. That means when you burn your hydrocarbon fuel, you are also burning sulfur. Now remember, when you're burning something, you're reacting it with oxygen. So the sulfur is reacting with oxygen. So I get S plus O2 goes to SO2. This is sulfur dioxide and it is a gas. And what happens is that sulfur dioxide gas will dissolve in water and it forms acid rain. Acid rain has numerous effects on the environment, okay? It can change the pH of soil, making it harder to grow crops. That could lead to famine. It can damage aquatic life, so like fish and plants that live in rivers, because it changes the pH of water. Also, it can corrode buildings, specifically buildings made of limestone. So limestone is a type of rock, and if you've got buildings made of limestone, your acid rain can corrode those buildings. Doesn't harm people, okay? Acid rain typically has a pH of around 5-6ish, so it's no more acidic than kind of fruit juice that you would drink, so it doesn't harm us, but it can have negative effects on the environment. And as I said, it's caused by the sulfur in fuels being combusted, so they're reacting with oxygen, forming this SO2, which goes on to dissolve.